Hey everybody, Melanie Diane Howe here. So we are going to do a little live test run, dry run, whatever you want to call it. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to explore Facebook group rooms. So Facebook has recently been rolling out this new feature again, not one that I knew about, not one that a lot of my colleagues knew about or my peers. And it's this Messenger Rooms thing. So this is, I think, them doing a very quick, fast reaction to the pandemic that we're dealing with. People are working from home. They need to be able to work virtually. They want to be able to meet with their teams. So a lot of us a lot of us who weren't familiar with Zoom before are very familiar with Zoom now, right? So a lot of people are using the app Zoom to have these virtual meetings. I've been using Zoom for a long time now. I work virtually. I work with some people that aren't local. I actually am a contractor on a team who is spread out across the entire United States, and we meet virtually with Zoom all the time. So, not new to me, might be new to some other people. It's certainly new to a lot of people. My daughter has been using Zoom. She had her last day of school celebration today on Zoom with her class. So, what I really think is that Facebook is essentially creating a solution. They want to create solutions and they want to help people. And so what they've done is they've created this version of kind of like their version of Zoom, virtual meeting rooms, but inside of their platform. Personally, I think it's genius. Okay. Personally, I think it's genius. You can love or hate Facebook, right? How they kind of control things, but they are always trying to create really great tools and solutions for people to stay connected. That is their mission. If you read their quarterly updates, their annual updates, they are all about connecting people, connection. That's what they want. And so that's what we need right now. So naturally, they're going to create a solution for us. I'm excited about this feature because I can see a lot of potential with how you might want to use these meeting rooms in your business. Today, I thought, you know what? Let's give it a dry run. So I want to give a quick shout out to, we've got Derek here, John's here, we've got Lauren here, we have Brett here. Hello, everybody. If you're here, say hello. I would love to know, one, do you have a Facebook group? And if you do you have this feature? So you should have the feature. It's definitely rolling out to almost all groups. Every group I'm in, I think now has this feature. So one, I do know a couple things that if you do have a group and you have this feature, there's a couple things you're going to want to do. And so I'll get to that in a little bit. But I thought, why not just give this thing a dry run, a quick test run? I've never been in one of these rooms, so I have no freaking clue what to expect here, you guys. But we're going to check it out. So shout out to all of my DIYers that are in my Facebook community, DIY Marketing with Melanie. If you're not in there, feel free to join. It's free. It's an open community for DIY marketers, do-it-yourself marketers. You can get there by simply searching DIY Marketing with Melanie in the Facebook search bar. But if you are watching, so some of you are watching, I know I've got some people. Anna's watching, Derek, Lauren, John, Brett. I think all of you, I think you're all in that group. So I would love to have some brave souls that would be willing to join the meeting room once I create it. That's where I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be creating the meeting room inside of my Facebook group. So when you open up your Facebook group, literally, if you have one, go there and it probably has this big colorful image that's like introducing, Facebook Messenger rooms for groups or something. So by the way, I'm going to take a quick sip. It's 5 o'clock almost. It's 4:37, but it's close enough for me. I was thirsty, and quite frankly, a bottle of water didn't sound as good as a nice light beer. So that's what I'm drinking. Okay, so I'm going to show you. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I'm going to go ahead and change a couple things. Oh, John says, has any other company gotten more publicity during this pandemic than Zoom? Honestly, pretty funny because I think Zoom has, just exploded. You can't even get webcams right now. So Anna says, I'm only brave when I'm following you, so let's go. So Anna's standing by. She's ready to join this room, so that's good. We'll have somebody in the room. So we are literally going to be able to get to see this all without any craziness. So let me just switch things up here a little bit so that you guys can see what's going on. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Chrome tab. So you can now see my Facebook group with my big mug on the cover photo right there. So this is the Facebook group right now. I have been in my Facebook group enough that in the last couple days, normally right here, where there was this big image that basically was saying, introducing this feature. You have this feature now. So again, you probably see that colorful image. It's now gone because I think I've X'd it enough. But one thing I noticed right away, so whenever Facebook wants us to use a new feature, you know what they do? They stick it in our face. Do you see this right here? Create room, create room. So that used to say live video. And so not that live video is not what they want. It's just simply create room, create room. They want us to try this out. So we are going to try this out. Now, before I go deeper, I'm going to do this in a second. We're going to open up this room. But if you have a Facebook group, you need to make sure that you're okay with people creating meetings. The default setting for this feature is turned on. So meaning it's on in your group, just like watch parties, for example. You can actually turn on and off watch parties. But inside your group, this feature is by default turned on automatically and immediately. You need to decide if you want other members in your group to be able to open up a meeting room. That you may not care. Your group may be totally fine. I'm going to go ahead and err on caution here and say you might want to consider some rules and some boundaries around these meeting rooms. So you may want to turn that ability off until you figure out how you want to layer this into your Facebook group strategy. Okay, so what we have here is you're going to go to your settings, edit group settings. And when you scroll down, you're going to see the sections. So you have all these interesting things you can add into your groups. I have social learning units turned on. By the way, tomorrow inside of my Facebook group community, I'm doing a demonstration on how to use these learning units inside your group. So again, if you're watching and you're not part of that, get in the group. My demo days are exclusive to my group members only. But you'll notice rooms is now here. And it's automatically in there. You can't take it out. It's there. So you go to manage and you're going to have two settings. One, you can allow it or not allow it. Meaning you can just turn it off if you want. Or you can moderate it. You can make it so that only admins and moderators can create a room, or anyone in the group. Like right now, anyone in my group can create it. I am going to go ahead, until I explore this further, I'm going to change this setting. I would highly recommend, if you have a Facebook group, that you do the same. So that's what we've done now. So we're there. We've got that set ready to go. So back to it. We're in here. You guys ready for this? Here's what I'll say. One quick caveat. I do not know how this is going to handle me using my microphone and my camera. We'll just kind of see what happens here. So we're going to create room. Okay, and it wants us to use an emoji, which is Facebook's fun thing that they do, I guess. But we also need to label it. We have to label it with a room activity. So we're going to just do some sunglasses. And we're going to say live test. Right? Live test. That's the room activity that we're doing. So we're going to click save. So we're creating our room, and there's a link to our room. And if I'm not mistaken, room visibility. Okay. So when you create a room, Facebook shows a room to your group members. You can control who sees your room by choosing who it's visible to. Room locking. You can always lock your room if you don't want people to see it, to join. Okay. So we have a link. So if I wanted to create this room and then maybe do an e-blast to people and say, hey, we've created this room inside this community, come join. They would then be able to probably go to the group, request access to the group, and then join. Or you could, of course, use this link in your group itself and create a post. Room activity was what we already selected. This is going to let me edit it. Yep. And then who can discover and join group members. Right now, I'm not able to change that because I think I'm making this in a group, which is pretty obvious. That's the only people that can do it. Start time. Interesting. So we can actually pick a date and time that we want to start this. DIYers, maybe we'll do a happy hour room tomorrow and we'll test that whole scheduling thing. I would be curious to know what it's like if you schedule a room. That would be interesting. So, but right now what we're going to do is we're going to create the start time and we're going to say now. So we're going to go for this. So next, learn how rooms work. We already saw that. Finish creating room. happening now. Okay. So it's open. So DIYers, I'd be, oh, say something about this room. Testing. Join me. But no, you'll also be on live video. Okay, so I'm making a post about it. It's prompting me to make a post. So I'm going to go ahead and, so I could just post it, right? Let's see what that does. So it's going to post the announcement. Yep. So here's the announcement inside my group that I've made the room. So I'm going to click join room. It says the room is locked. Oh, and you know what? Hold on. Let me change something really quick. Bear with me. Let me reshare my screen so it's the whole screen so that you can see everything that's going on over here. Okay, so notice that when I did this, it does say only members can join room locked. Interesting. I don't really know what all that means. I could switch accounts. So that means I could probably switch to another account that's part of this group. We're going to say continue as me. And it's going to say join again. It's asking me to join again. Joining. 0 people here. Yes, you have to allow Chrome to use your microphone and your video. Now, I am over here in the top right. You notice up here that I'm going to need to select a webcam. And I have 2 webcams. I'm curious if it lets me use this one. It is going to let me use this one. So this is the camera I'm using for StreamYard. It's actually going to let me use this one, but I'm actually going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to use my Logitech. Nope, we're not going to do that. What's behind me? Nothing crazy. So I have 2 webcams, just so you all know. And that one is not plugged in. So there you go. Okay, microphone, speakers. I am going to actually do something here. I am going to make my speakers my Yeti so that I can just prevent any kind of crazy background weirdness. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm using my headphones in my mic. This is nothing you would need to worry about. I'm only doing this because I am literally using my equipment in both places. So I'm going to be just careful. I don't want to create any funkiness. Okay, end call, keyboard shortcuts. That's interesting to see. So that's pretty cool. So what's this? Communicate. Oh, that's volume, I think. So let's just go for it. Oh, John's in the house. Okay, John, say something. Oh, I don't hear anything. Oh, no. Now I do. Yeah, if you can turn that down because there's a delay. Perfect. 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 Okay, this is fantastic. So you're in here so everyone can see. So it looks like we've got control. So share your screen. See call participants. So we've just got me and John. Okay. If we wanted to, we could lock the room right now. No one would be able to join us. We don't want to do that. Let's see. Okay, Lauren wants to know how she can join. Lauren, go over to the DIY marketing group. So you'll need to leave this live stream, go over to our group, and then you should see that post. You should see a post in there that lets you join the room. And so, yeah, so like right here, Lauren, that right there, you want to look for this post that I just made. Let me just tag you really quick. If I spell your name right, Lauren and Anna. There you go. So I just tagged both Anna and Lauren because they said they were going to join. How cool is this, John? This is pretty cool. Okay, so she says, John, what did you click on? I'm sure that you just clicked on the button, right, where it says join room. It probably pinged you. Yeah, it's inside of our Facebook group. So this feature is inside the Facebook groups. It's very similar to Zoom. What's up, Lauren? The only thing I'm curious about is I have a feeling. So could you hear John, Lauren, when you were watching the live stream? Could you hear John in the room? Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yes, that's what John had to do too. I think I can fix this. 1 second, everybody. Okay, I'm going to do this again. Aha, I now know why. Okay. So if I'm not mistaken, so if anyone is watching right now, if anyone's watching, I want to know if you can hear Lauren or John. So if anyone's watching, let me know, because with StreamYard, I'm using StreamYard. And when you share your screen, you have to select a little checkbox that says share the audio from the Chrome window. So right now, they should be able to hear you now. So say something. Yeah, because I have two browsers, two monitors. So I have StreamYard open over here, and then I have this Facebook Rooms open over here. So, but think about it this way, when you use the Facebook Rooms, you wouldn't be live streaming at the same time. This is a group meetings kind of feature. So Lauren, it's very much like Zoom, but inside of Facebook, right? Obviously, there's a number of ways and reasons why people might want to use it. And there's a number of reasons why people would say, why would I use this when I can just use Zoom, right? I happen to think about, so if in a Facebook group, for example, if you had, for our community, maybe we'll create a room for our Friday happy hour. So instead of me going live and nobody can talk to me unless I bring them onto my actual live stream, we can actually all talk and hang out and celebrate our wins together for the week. Another way might be to do hot seats. I could do hot seats and say, if you want to join this, let's go. I'll coach you through something. Another way might be to create work sessions. So I'm in another community where we're doing these Pomodoro sessions. And it's like everybody gets in there for an hour and they work on a task. And everybody kind of works in silence, but it's like an accountability feature. So there's certainly a number of ways that people might want to use this group rooms feature, but it's interesting. It's definitely quirky because I'm going live and talking to you at the same time. And nobody's commenting, but I'm dying to know if the audio is coming through. I think it probably is now, but it probably wasn't at first. Yeah, but it's interesting. I'm playing around with the view at this point. So you can change your view. So you can change it where you just see who's talking, just like Zoom. And I can change my audio. I can change my camera, which I thought my other webcam is not plugged in right now. But I can share my screen in here too, just like Zoom. So for example, this is what it looks like over here. So can you guys see my screen now? Yes, so that's the StreamYard application that I look at. So, Lauren, you asked me if I could see the comments. I see them all over here. And so that's what's going on over there. So I'm going to change up my banner, actually. Whoops, there. So that people know what the heck we're doing. Mm-hmm. So it's 4 people in the group only. So, and that is the setting. So Brett is letting me know that he can hear me, but he cannot hear anyone else. So that's unfortunately the messy part. Brett, go get in this meeting. I know you're in our group. But so Lauren asked a good question. I guess I'm going to repeat it because they can't hear you. Lauren was saying she's curious if it lets her create an invite. She's like, well, can I invite my friends, or do they have to be inside of the group where we're in this meeting room? The answer is they have to be inside of the group. So I believe, Lauren, if my group was one of those super public groups, then they might be able to get into it. But right now, the group is private only to members, and this meeting room is inside of that private group. So that means that the actual meeting room is private only to the group members. But I know that I think we all have this meeting room ability now inside of our Messenger app. So like John, for example, you could create a meeting room with your friends inside of Messenger. You don't have to have a group to have. I believe they rolled that out to everyone. what they've rolled out this week that is new that we're testing right now is the meeting room feature inside of a private Facebook group. So really pretty interesting. Looks like Lauren has turned off her video. She's probably toggling around and looking at some things. Interesting. So I can actually click on there's these little buttons and I can send you a message and I can view your profile. I can remove you. Okay, cool. Awesome. Hello, Marissa. What's up, sister? Yeah, my live video is on my Melanie Diane business page. And then I'm also live on YouTube right now. So I'm actually live on my YouTube channel because I'm using StreamYard. I can simulcast. So I thought, hey, I'll just go ahead and put this on YouTube as well. So, but yeah, very interesting thing that we have here. So I would, I'm sad that Brett's not in our group. I'm going to put you in there, Brett. I'm going to get you in there. I'm going to add you. But I did just request to join. Okay, hold on. Oh, Brett says he'll be member number 500 inside of the private group. How fun is that? Let me do that. That's like hilarious, actually. He's member number 500. That is so fun. Brett, I just added you to the group. So if you want to join our meeting room. Lauren, what happened to your video? Can you hear? I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. Yep. So you changed your video to virtual Zoom? Is that what you said? What? That's weird. Well, the thing I know about, if I know anything about Facebook, when they roll stuff out, one of the reasons why they roll things out in phases is because they have to work out bugs. So what Lauren is describing, because again, I have to keep remembering that they cannot hear you. Lauren's video is gone, as you can all see, but we can hear her. And she said that she changed her audio. She was playing around and she changed her audio to virtual Zoom, which probably that's just a setting for because you use Zoom so much, microphone. They can't hear you. Yeah, they should, because when I re-shared my screen, I clicked on that little, John, because you use StreamYard, but when you share a screen, there's a little button and you check mark it to say share audio. I bet you there's a Chrome setting that I need to make sure is available or turned on for whatever reason. So not sure what's up with that. It could also be just because I'm like multitasking my microphone and I'm multitasking my everything. So it could just be funky. Actually, I actually wonder if it's because audio. That's exactly why, I bet. I think it's probably because I'm using, that's not going to be a good idea. I'm thinking about other ways I can make this work. I think it's because I have my headphones plugged in, and that's probably part of the problem. But I don't know. I'm not sure. I'd be interested to see how I could make this work for everybody so it's a little bit better experience. But yeah, it's like I said, it's an interesting concept to use. I do like that they let you customize your camera, so you can select whatever camera you want. You can change your audio output. That's pretty sophisticated. A lot of apps, when they get started, they don't add those customizations in there. So that's a good thing for sure. Oh, it's funny. Let me try this. Did my sound just change, John? Did my sound just change? Yeah. So I realized it was using the webcam microphone to pull in but obviously my mic that I have here is a much better microphone. So you can customize where your audio is coming from. You can customize the video capture. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of interesting ways you would use it. But the biggest thing I wanted to make sure everybody knew was, one, this feature is probably automatically turned on for everybody, and they need to go in and make sure that they change the settings. So you don't have a Facebook group though, is that right? Yeah. Oh, you do? There you go. Well, you might want to go explore this fun little feature for sure. Awesome. Well, I'm going to go ahead and now just show how you end a meeting, and this was awesome. I really appreciate you being my little guinea pig and experimenting it with me. I definitely think everyone kind of knows you now. John Mitchell, the coffee guy, right? Was the Teo coffee. So you're like my star guinea pig right now. I love it. Well, it's me too. Me too. Me too. So cool. Well, John, I appreciate you being here. I'm going to go ahead and end our meeting room. Oh, hey guys. We got Caitlin and Chase. We're exploring. We're experimenting. Isn't that crazy? It just lets them pop in here. Boy, that's terrifying. Caitlin, I appreciate you being fully clothed for this as you jumped on. I know. I'm just having nightmares of somebody joining and you're like, whoa, what's happening? Yeah. Haven't seen it, but I heard about it. Yeah. A lot of crazy things can happen if you're not careful, which this would be another one of those situations. Again, why everybody might want to go turn this feature off until they figure out how they want to use it. Really pretty interesting. I bet you Facebook makes some massive changes to it. I bet they'll make it where you can select the meeting rooms have to be approved by an admin. That would be a nice feature instead of just not letting people create rooms. So, but yeah. I was Caitlin, I'm getting ready. I was ending this bad boy so that we can move on. And I don't think that the live stream, they can hear the audio from the meeting rooms, unfortunately. So gonna go ahead and turn this one off. It looks like you can do everything you can do in Zoom, just about. You can mute yourself, you can turn your video on and off, you can share your screen. So certainly another way that we can all stay connected to each other, which is fantastic. So yeah. All right. Hey, Chase, I'll text you back. I got your text earlier today. You know how I roll. Okay, sounds good. All right, guys. Hey, John, thanks again. We'll see you later. Bye, everybody. Okay, so there you have it, you guys. I just ended the room, and that's it. It just says, do you want to rate the quality of your video chat? Not now. So then we just close it out, and that's it. So interesting stuff. I mean, honestly, I really wish that you guys could have heard the audio, and I have to play around with that a little bit more. But I think that has to do more with the fact that I was basically using multiple pieces of technology, and the headphones may have been part of the issue. That's actually a StreamYard thing. So in StreamYard, when you share your screen, you can use the option to share the audio. And I did click that, but for whatever reason, it did not want to. It did not want to do that. Lauren, I am seeing a notification. She says, your room in DIY Marketing with Melanie has been restarted. So Lauren is now joining the room again. And so she says, I tried joining again, but it got a spinning wheel, et cetera, et cetera. Interesting. So this, again, is a new thing. And I encourage you all to figure out how you want to maybe use this or not use it in your strategy. Again, minimum, you need to go turn it off right now. So you need to go edit your group settings, go to the sections, go to rooms, and make it so that only admins can do it, or just disable it altogether, depending on how many admins you have. But I still think this is something that's interesting. It's worth exploring, but I think there's a lot to be figured out first. It's certainly another reason why I actually always recommend, if you're in business and you have groups or you're doing live video or anything, I highly recommend that you create a Facebook group that can act as a group playground for you. What that means is find a couple people, maybe they're peers of yours, they're friends of yours. Heck, it could be your spouse, it could be your kids, it doesn't matter. Create a group so that you can go practice stuff. You can practice live video in that group. You can practice this meeting room feature to see what it's all about. Because as you see, there's really no way to check it out unless you do it. And in a group that's active that you're running, that is maybe full of customers or whatever, you may not want to practice anything until are more comfortable with it. And so another reason why I always encourage people to have a practice group, just again, it's like a Facebook group playground. You could practice all kinds of things in there. You could test webcams, you can test audio files or microphones. You can also test how visual graphics are going to look. Right? So there's a lot of options for you that you can explore when it comes to these groups. So I always recommend that you have a private Facebook group to do that kind of stuff. So again, you would make it private. You would create it with friends or peers or whomever. You cannot create a group unless you have another person. So you have to literally, when you go to create it, you actually have to have another person to have in that group right away. So there you go. That's what I got for you guys. I just kind of wanted to give it a dry run, a test run. I thought, hey, why don't we just do like a quick little live video and just see what this is like. Let's pull the hood up and I'll just show it to you guys live as I'm experiencing it too. I hate that you could not hear the audio from the meeting rooms. Hopefully that didn't make it too confusing, but at least you got a visual. You got to see what it was like. So, all right, you guys, I'll sign off for now. And again, if you're not inside the community, DIY Marketing with Melanie, I'd love for you to join us over there. I'm doing a demo day tomorrow, actually, where I'm going to be showing you how to use Facebook group units, something I've been using inside of my Facebook Live Bootcamp group. It's a paid program that I'm offering, and we're doing all of the content in the group, but I'm able to organize the stuff and how I'm teaching in these units, and it's super, super, super cool. So I wanted to share what I've been learning over there with my community. So join the community, DIY Marketing with Melanie, and you can also get that demonstration on how to use Facebook group units, as well as all kinds of other stuff that we do in there. I teach a lot of stuff and we have a lot of fun in there, and we share each other's wins and we just kind of support each other. So, all right, everybody, have a good evening, and I'll